to explore, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me, I want for you to go. Worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
These stakes are...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with colleagues Shaq and Ken Smith. In this game, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Indiana Pacers. Taking a look at the Pacers, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that of victories tonight. And here we are, start of a new season. So much drama coming out of the gate.
Drama for your mama.
Shaq, for the teams that are underperforming thus far, what can they do to try and right the ship?
Look, Ernie, it's early, so don't overreact. You can mix up the rotations a little bit. Don't be scared, Coach. Do what you got to do.
Well, first, you got to keep believing in yourself. But I love these player-only meetings.
Oh, I'll bet you.
I did, man.
Really? You did? You liked them?
Oh, because I used to – that's the only time I could really look in your face in front of the other 11 guys and tell you how I really feel about you.
Like, Akeem, you're killing us.
No, that never was said. It was more like, we should only give it to Akeem because he's the only one not killing us.
Oh.
From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Thunder at the Peak at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Last game for the Pacers, they pick up the W against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the three ball the way they did.
I just like their confidence. Even when they did miss, it felt like that's the shot they were designing to get, so it never seemed to faze them.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Young and Turner up front, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Oladipo, coming off a solid outing against Minnesota. Just 5 to shoot. Adams brings the double team. And for 3, Collison, offensive rebound. Bogdanovich with it. Westbrook picks him up. Another shot, so the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That one on George.
And Bogdanovich is a confident, efficient player, a guy who can play either the 2 or 3 spots on the floor.
And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No. If anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys. And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for L.A. after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
Just another foray into the paint by Westbrook. That's way too much speed to keep up with him.
Here's Oladipo. Outside Collison. That doesn't go either for Collison.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. They dodged the bullet there.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
This is also one of those things where you start to think about how you're going to change your defense already. If at all possible, make someone else beat you. I'm not sure if it's a bad start or unlucky here. 0 for 4. Can't think too much about it. Just got to get that first one to go.
The shot by Anthony, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Nate McMillan. David.
He's tried to remain upbeat about their performance this season, even though they have not played at the level of the elite teams in the league. He said, the effort's been there, we just haven't gotten the results we've been hoping for. They continue to try to find answers. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. They need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range. I know it's physically impossible, but he's got to be kicking himself. He knows he's got to make those.
And Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got 6.
More power of Westbrook shown there. Not many guys can finish through contact like that.
Here's Collison. They can't stop the run with that one. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Roberson, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Indiana called for the foul.
Well, if you look at Andre Roberson's stats, you would wonder why he gets so much playing time. Not a great scorer, gets a ton of minutes, and I'll tell you why. He can defend wing players and great scorers in this league like a hawk. That's the reason why he became a valuable performer through the years for Oklahoma City.
Stolen by George. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And it's George finishing it off.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Up by double digits already and no sign of let up.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. And you look at Roberson, and he is clearly a defensive specialist for this team.
Well, he's a great wing defender and so many great offensive weapons at the 2 and 3 spot in the conference, the Western Conference, that he is familiar with. Does a great job of going out on a nightly basis and doing what he does best. That's playing defense for his ball club.
And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. 5th on the list, the Thunder.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks. All the time in the world to get that one off.
In the corner, it's Westbrook. Passes it to George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. George has got his second basket of the night.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Collison, no good.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Bogdanovich wide open. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Victor Oladipo, how he performed last season. Put up about 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he led the charge when it came to scoring, led the team.
Yeah, he shot the lights out all year long from a variety of spots on the floor. Love that versatility.
Shots good from Young.
I love Bogdanovich's ability to put the team first. When he sees one of his guys open, he's a willing ball mover.
Here's Anthony. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And here we go with the breakdown tonight of the front court and back court rebounding numbers for Oklahoma City.
And you can see the massive amount of rebounding being done by the front court. They are banging bodies and just fighting for everything down there. And really, guys, I think the key to why they are enjoying this big lead.
Oklahoma City leading by 12. Here's George. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. George has got 10 points in the game.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Bogdanovich. No good with the triple.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
And it's George finishing it off.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
So it's the Pacers now, following the score by Oklahoma City. Collison for 3. Cranes the three-pointer.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
George, no good.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
It's early, of course, but Brent, for teams that have a number of new players, maybe even a new coach, what's an average timeline for developing a winning chemistry?
I think if you look at, Kevin, the way we've talked for so many years about 20 games into the season, with this much change, you might have to look at half of a season because there could be some injuries, there could be some scheduling snafus that make it difficult for you. But half of a year, new coach, new players, 41 games seems to be about right in assessing whether or not this team's going to put something special together for the season.
Collison, no good.
Now you got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs.
Oh!
No doubt.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now here's Collison. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And, guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one, seriously put on a passing clinic.
Pacers trail by 14. Outside, Bogdanovich. That's tipped. Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down hard.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
And here are the Pacers now, and going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. And you watch the way Westbrook plays fearlessly, how he has the attitude of Brent, someone much smaller than him.
Well, it's that athleticism that intimidates, Kevin, quite frankly. You hear a lot of players who went through this huge growth spurt to make them elite. That's exactly what happened to Russell Westbrook, going from about 5'8" to 6'3" in a hurry. But to have that kind of bullish mentality as a point guard in this league against that kind of size, that's impressive stuff.
Chance to see the numbers for George. Great showing for him last season. 5th for free throw percentage, 14th in steals, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
And yeah, he was money from the charity stripe. Only a handful of players shot a better percentage last season. Tremendous asset. Now here's Collison. Turner with a screen for Collison, and it's slammed in by Young.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Collison kicks to Young. Collison with the screen for Young. Floats one up. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one. George with the ball. Picked up by Collison. A nice shot by George.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Collison dishes to Turner. And Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there. With that size and length, tough to shoot over.
George, no good. Pacers trail by 18. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. And he's good on the 3-ball. Bogdanovich has got 8 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key. The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. Talking about that win against the Timberwolves, he was definitely a major factor as well.
Yeah, this team would be in some bad shape, guys, if he wasn't scoring like this right now.
They get the rebound, and Adams with the slam.
Adams, such a physical presence out there on the glass. This is how he gets a lot of his points.
Oladipo outside. Turner against Anthony. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Collison. Turner's got his first points of the night.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
And George gets it to go.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
And Young, here we go. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That one's on Anthony. For Indiana, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team, so you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Jeremy Grant comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. There's the double team with Grant. Young passes to Oladipo. Screen by Jefferson. And Oladipo kicks to Jefferson. Here's Young. Down it goes. His 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And the dunk by Grant.
And Grant's always looking for those seams, so when he finds one, he'll rip right into it, like his aggressiveness there.
Joseph dishes to Stevenson. Screen by Jefferson. Stevenson with it. Now defended by Grant. Shot by Joseph. No good. The Thunder leading by 16. And the Pacers with the longest standing ownership in the NBA.
And that's a lot to be proud of for Pacers fans. I mean, Indiana, a state that loves basketball. And the Pacers haven't won fewer than 32 games since 1989. So they're always in the fold in terms of being competitive.
The Pacers making a change here. Leafs checked in.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework. Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Screen by Jefferson. Here's Stevenson. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Now, here's Oladipo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be Lance Stevenson.
Well, Grant showing some toughness on that play. He welcomes the contact. He's so athletic, goes right through it that time.
And he sinks the second. And Jeremy Grant, a member of the great Grant family line that has had so many NBA players.
Well, I played with his uncle Horace in Seattle, and the thing that I like about Grant is there's just nothing in terms of nonsense when he has the ball. It's straight line drives right to the rim, and he's coming down hard around the rim.
And it's Adams on the follow. And the Thunder lead by 21.
And that is one of Steven Adams' specialties. If you fail to put a body on him, he'll put you in the rim.
There's a good screen. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first. And Oladipo kicks to Joseph. There's the double team with Grant. 4 on the shot clock. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Oh, what a terrible foul there. The shot clock winding down, and he ends up bailing out the offense with a silly foul.
Here's Oladipo. Hits the front of the rim and out. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And, guys, we've seen the Thunder really take control here.
Cleaning the glass, I mean, right from the jump, and that really helped them to set the tone.
I think you said it. If you start off playing physical, Greg, there's kind of the attention of the referees and the opponent that you're coming at them all night long.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Corey Joseph is out there with Oladipo. Then it's Lance Stevenson. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Leaf in at the 4 spot. No good from Grant. Pacers trail by 20. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Joseph has an open look. Kept alive. Leaf. Oh, that's blocked. And they get it back. And a look here at the shot chart for Bogdanovich.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you're making life far too easy on them.
Free throw good, Joseph. Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
So often nowadays in transition, Brent, we'll see a guy get to the rim, then kick it out to someone standing at the three-point line. What's your feeling on that?
Kevin, who's at the three-point line?
Let's say Brent Barry's out there.
I'm more than okay with that. You know, so some of the guys, Kevin, in the new age are running to the three-point line, and as the ball gets to the rim, the modern-day fast break is not your classic 3-on-2, and we're going to take the wings coming in, and we're going to feed one guy for a layup. That first available wide-open three-point shot, whether 2 seconds into the possession or 12, is something coaches are willing to live with.
Problem is, though, sometimes that big wants to run and does run, but you don't reward him, and then maybe they don't run the next time down.
That's exactly right, Kevin. You have a big guy working that hard. Problem is, in today's game, some of those big guys are also running to that three-point line.
You're exactly right. Now, here's Joseph. Steven Adams unable to get his last shot to go. There's a screen. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Pacers shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. And the technical free throw is good.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. The shot, no good.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. It won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent. And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. In third, the Thunder.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, there are good fouls, and then there's those fouls. That's not a good one. Limits himself on defense, and he can't nearly be as physical for the rest of the period.
Here's Leaf. Kicks it to Joseph. From downtown, it's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second three-pointer of the game.
Here's Grant. Misses off the left iron. Pacers trail by 18. Joseph with the ball. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Minnesota. Here's Abrinas. Finishes the break with a slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Here's Stevenson following the score by Oklahoma City.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Felton. Last season's performance for him. He put up about 6 points per game last season, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent, but honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
And the Thunder with some changes. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Steven Adams, and it's George in for Jeremy Grant. The Pacers also with a sub. Collison's out there. He's perfect from the line this time. Brent, when you think back to some of your favorite teammates in your 14-year career, what characteristics do those guys tend to have?
I think about 2 things, Kevin. The first is competitive drive. You always are drawn to guys who on a daily basis just want not only their team to be their best, but they want to be their best. That's an attractive quality. And secondly, probably the idea about where basketball sits in terms of the priority in your life. I always appreciated guys who could go do their work, separate from their work, and enjoy the time in the moment that they had with teammates, with family, with friends. That kind of balance, to me, is an attractive quality.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Andre Robertson comes in for Alex Abrinas, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Pacers trail by 20. Ball's knocked loose. Westbrook with the steal, and the Thunder pushing it up now, and Westbrook throws it down.
Well, Westbrook right now amped up, his volume at 11, physical enough to shake off the contact and send it home.
Indiana's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Now, here's Bogdanovich. Not a lot of room. Collison gets a wide-open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. 6 points for Collison.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Stevenson outside. They double him with George. Stolen by Westbrook. And now a fast break for the Thunder. George with the ball. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And just a fantastic season a year ago in terms of his free throw shooting, 90% from the line.
He hits both from the stripe.
Now, for the Thunder last season, the first one in the AD era, that stands for after Durant, you can imagine just how devastating his departure was for the fans of the franchise. But I think Sam Presti, as the general manager, prepared themselves for Kevin Durant leaving and for Russell Westbrook to assume the reins of the team.
Here's Sabonis. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Here's Turner. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Anthony's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Collison kicks to Sabonis. Indiana moving it around. In the corner, it's Stevenson. Here's Anthony. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Anthony's got 4 points this quarter.
I feel like that was instinctual for Melo, like he's seen it before, able to swipe that ball away.
And with OKC, as long as this team has been in this city, they have known success as a franchise.
Part of the fear that losing KD in free agency was that the success was going to go with them. But on the shoulders of Russell Westbrook having an historic NBA season, averaging a triple-double, Billy Donovan got these guys to play pretty hard, ended up being in the playoffs, and now have young guys that maybe could show some potential to maintain a level of success this fan base is used to.
Now here's Collison, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Collison, the open look. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Collison's got his third basket of the night. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Collison, the pass to Bogdanovich, takes a three. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Collison's got 4 assists now tonight.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
Now here's Stevenson. 8 points for him. The shot by Turner, no good.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
The Pacers have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. Stolen by George. Patterson dishes to Anthony. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Anthony's got 8 here in the quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Westbrook against Collison. Over Westbrook. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Collison's got 10 points in the game.
Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm after a terrific first quarter. He is feeling it here in the second.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Turner. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
A huge mistake, letting him establish that kind of position down.
What a dunk from Melo. We don't see a ton of these anymore, but nice to see that he can still rise up.
Indiana's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. Collison kicks to Sabonis. Thunder with the rebound.
You got to be a little bit questioning of the defense because I'm sure they feel foolish for giving that guy that look, but they survived it. He's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Turner with the screen. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. He's got 15.
Yeah, I love how adept Bogdanovich is in these sets. Fantastic at just getting space to shoot in that pick and roll.
Now here's Collison, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. And here again, the Thunder in transition up the court. They go.
Oh,
yikes! Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Now here's Stevenson. 8 points for him. There's the pick. Bogdanovich passes to Sabonis. Now here's Collison. He's tightly guarded.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
And it's the Pacers with the ball, following the score by Oklahoma City.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
George, no good. And Indiana shooting under 40% all in all for the game. And Bogdanovich kicks to Young. That shot, no good. Adams, some nice D. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And finished off by Westbrook.
I mean, it is really like he's jumping off of a trampoline out there. Westbrook can do anything he wants when he gets up like that.
Outside Collison. Outside Bogdanovich. Screen by Young. There's the double team with Westbrook. Outside Collison. Shot clock at 6. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. And that's now 18 points for Darren Collison.
and they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up. As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Here's Stevenson after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Alex Sabrinas has checked in for Oklahoma City. The Pacers also with a sub. Joseph's checked in. Here's Roberson. Finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Westbrook with the steal. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Westbrook leading the charge.
Well, getting dangerous for the defense now. Russell Westbrook playing right now at ludicrous speed. All these points flowing.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Collison. And Adams sends it back. Here's Anthony. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And Oladipo kicks to Joseph. Screen by Jefferson. Young outside to stop the run. The rebound by Grant. 2 on the clock. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Thunder running away with it. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers. And I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 24 points, 4 steals, and 6 assists. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Thunder 5 right now. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony is out there with Steven Adams. And it's George in at the small forward. And Adams with the slam. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
There is athleticism inside Steven Adams that we get to see every now and again. There it was, folks.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Oladipo. Misses the three.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams. in that area.
And Indiana shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Bogdanovich, no luck. Thunder have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. George, no good.
Yeah, they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
Bogdanovich against George. Paul George with the steal. Here's Roberson. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Turner with a screen on Westbrook. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And out of the gates here in this second half.
Okay. Man, shot out of a cannon. Westbrook so quick on the dribble drive. Defenders with no way of getting over there fast enough to stop him.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Stolen by Westbrook. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into easy points.
Here's Bogdanovich. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Well, they got to be more active on offense and maybe a little bit more aggressive going to the rim. 0 of 4. Not impressive thus far.
Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
He was terrific shooting the ball in the first half, but he looks a little bit slower out there, possibly leg tired here in the second half.
Screen by Young. They double him with George. Collison with it. Westbrook picks him up. Turner dishes to Oladipo. Indiana moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Paul George with the steal. And they're pushing it up. And George with the stuff.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Pacers have gone 0 of 5 to the start of the second quarter. Extremely cold shooting coming out of the locker room. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. That athletic.
Yeah.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up. Just like to see the defense get more aggressive. They are asking for trouble as they're giving up open looks to this point.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
Wasted no time on that one. And that's now 21 points for Bojan Bogdanovich. And Roberson kicks to Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Well, Adams, surprisingly there, maybe a little bit more assertive on the offensive end. Good to see him throw that one down.
Young outside. Turner with the screen. Jumper off the screen. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Roberson's got rebound number 7.
Oh! Lightning.
That was incredible.
Powerful. I mean, I'm amazed there's still glass in that backboard.
Greg, look at the bench. The entire bench out of their seats.
Well, that's their guy right there, Kevin, taking down the house.
Anthony kicks to Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
I mean, can you imagine, Kevin, your teammates being worried about your physical health with how hard it is you dunk the basketball? Whew. But that's just who he is.
Now, here's Collison. He's got 18. Adams, some nice D.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
Sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true. And here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Young. The Thunder making the shot. Collison with the screen for Young. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Thunder shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. Offensive rebound. Roberson right through the D for the layup. Roberson's got his second bucket of the night.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Anthony on the double team. Young against Anthony. No one near Turner as he lets it go. Wide open shot is on the money. Turner's got 6 points.
Yeah, so reliable. He clearly needs to be more involved in the offense as they try to shrink this lead.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up. And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
And Indiana shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Knocks it loose. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Clock at 6. Young from outside. Can't hit that one. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. It's Anthony with the drive. Lays it up and banks it in. Anthony's got 19 points.
Carmelo out there salivating going at this defense right now. Even if they're right up on him, he'll just sink just about any shot.
Westbrook against Collison. Westbrook with the block, but they'll get another chance. Anthony on the double team to the inside. And Roberson pulls it down. Roberson's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Well, Brent, the media and others have commented that while Westbrook is a gifted scorer, he isn't an efficient scorer. What do you think of that?
Well, Russell is surrounded by guys who are still trying to figure out exactly what they are supposed to be in the league. He's not going to wait around for them to figure it out on his watch. And so that's the delicate dance right now for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook trying to find a balance between leading the charge and putting a charge in his teammates.
Turner's gone 3 for 8 tonight from the field. Count that one. 23 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Collison against Westbrook. Anthony on the double team. Turner passes to Collison. Collison with another miss.
Well, he was terrific in the first half, guys. Maybe some adjustments from the opposing team coach, and he's lost a little bit of that touch here in the second.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
And Anthony with the basket on the assist from Roberson. Anthony's got 10 points in the quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Anthony on the double team. Outside Bogdanovich. Thunder with the rebound. Roberson's got 11 rebounds in the game. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo. You were known for a lot of stuff. Great passing was one of them. Also known as an exceptional shooter. Of all the guys you played with, who is the best at setting you up for a score?
Wow, I think my years playing alongside Gary Payton in Seattle, he drew so much attention, Kevin, with his ability in transition, of course, that patented spin move of his, and then his great ability as a 6'4" guard to post up, especially on that left block, drew a lot of double teams, and that opens up shooters on the weak side. That's where I happen to be.
All the great point guards see the floor so well. They know where everybody is, don't they, Brett?
And the best ones, Kevin, you're right. The best ones are the ones willing to pitch the ball ahead. That's when you really have something special.
And the Pacers with possession here. Following the score by Oklahoma City. Stolen by Grant. They're running. Here's Abrinas. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's good, 2 points.
And finishing inside, something Oladipo has worked on, learning to deal with NBA size down low.
Grant, that's good.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Oklahoma City shooting with confidence. Wow, 66% from the floor. And the dunk by Grant.
That's what he does when he drives to the hoop. Look out.
A minute 50 left in the third quarter. And Joseph kicks to Oladipo. They set the pick. There's the double team with Grant. To the middle. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second goal. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Thunder.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the three ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Oladipo. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Shot from 12. No good from Grant. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to Minnesota. The three from Joseph. Nailed from three-point land. Joseph's got 6.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
No question, it looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's Joseph. Paul George making his last shot. Inside, Sabonis. Yep, that one goes in there. Sabonis has got his first basket.
Well, Sabonis can play there on the block. That's where he did a lot of damage in college, so him working inside, that's a good sign.
And I really thought he was going to send that shot the other way, but at least he forces the miss.
Well, just good timing on his part. Anytime the shooter has to adjust, the defense wins.
From outside the arc, and the Pacers another 3.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Got that one up quick. 15 points in the game.
That's a lot of hard work in the offseason for Jeremy Grant to become better at the mid-range, finding some footing there.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. They set the pick. Stolen by Grant. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Finished off the break. Abrinas has got 4 points this quarter.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
On the wing, Stevenson. Here's the floater. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Exert yourself by being disciplined and focused on the right stuff. All right, good job. Oh, let's go now.
Words of praise from Billy Donovan asking them to stay locked in, make good choices.
Yeah, and when all 5 of these guys are on the same page, great things tend to happen. So let's see if that continues.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. They've got Leaf. Corey Joseph is out there with Damian Wilkins. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Sabonis in at the 4. The Pacers shooting struggles apparent, 37% from the field. Joseph with the ball, now Felton defending. Here's Sabonis. And here's Joseph for three. The rebound by Grant. The dish to Patterson. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
And he makes both free throws. During the pre-draft process, Brent, we're seeing more and more players refuse to work out for certain teams and for a variety of reasons. How would you feel about drafting a player who declined to work out for you?
I think I feel much better, Kevin, if I had a tremendous track record and confidence in the scouts that I have deployed throughout the season who've gone out and seen these players, not just once or twice, but 10 or 12 times over, where we could still make the assumption about what the... Okay.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. The shot by Wilkins. Offensive rebound. The Thunder shooting 66% right now. This offense getting everything they want out there. Count it. Patterson's got 6 points in the quarter.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Well, tonight his pinpoint accuracy has been impressive.
And Joseph kicks to Wilkins. Back to Joseph. Here's Sabonis. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
Like to see Sabonis shoot that ball just like that. A gorgeous stroke from the lefty.
Here's Patterson. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Sabonis, the pass to Wilkins. There's the pick. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Brent, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Second chance shot, and Johnson with the lay-in good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Hey, Brent, for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years, in some cases it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players, maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Out of bounds, Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Young with no one around. The three-pointer is right on target. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. The Pacers have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. And Joseph kicks to Young. Screen by Young. Here's Wilkins. And Grant sends it back. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And then Johnson with the dunk.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Brent, every year on average, it seems like players get a little taller, they can jump a little higher, they run a little faster. What are your thoughts about raising the rim above 10 feet where it stands now?
That's a great question, Kevin. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But
I can see you shaking your head, and you kind of laughed at it.
I just can't see it
happening. The game is hard enough as it is right now, right? Is that what you're saying?
It is. I like your idea about making the court a little bit bigger, but 10 feet seems to be a pretty good number for where that tin sits.
About right, huh? And once again, off the mark by Indiana. Here's Eustis. It's good.
Cannot give players that kind of positioning, and the defense also late in trying to alter that shot.
Pass to Leaf for the three. Drops in the tray.
And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Eustis, and the layup falls.
We talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Here's Leaf. He's covered by Felton. Down low, stolen by Grant. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Felton leading the charge.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
First free throw is good. Good on both. Brent, it's amazing how the three-point shot has evolved and how much it's being used. And some teams now almost entirely perimeter-based. That three-point shot is the first thing out of their mouth. Can you see a team winning a championship that way?
I saw teams win championships. That's the Warriors and the Cavs. If you look at what they did from the three-point line and the type of damage they did, Kevin, that absolutely was a huge reason why they were championship contenders. You could even look at teams that are qualifying for the playoffs as usually 6 or 7 teams that are in each conference. Of those 8, Kevin, are proficient three-point shooting teams.
There's the screen. Here's Young. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Grant.
Man, Jeremy Grant is one of those guys that's capable of highlight dunks on a nightly basis. That time, vicious finish.
And Young kicks to Joseph. Stolen away. And now Felton running the floor all by himself. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Hey, Brent, with the size and speed of NBA athletes, could we see the court widened out at some point, whether it's the lane or even the boundaries widened?
That's a great question, Kevin. I often thought that the league should widen the court to the point where the 23-9 three-point line should be an exact semicircle.
Is the same, yes.
Which would extend the court another couple feet on each end and create more space, more driving opportunities, more room to watch the greatest athletes in the world do what they do best. That's run, jump, pass, and entertain us. So maybe the league looks at it. Right now, I don't think there's any plans for it, but it's a great question.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
Indiana's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the 4th. Here's Wilkins. Indiana again missing. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Wow, Jeremy Grant, some change in the couch here, finding some offensive rhythm for the team.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
You combine his massive size and then his desire to pound the glass, it makes him a tough cover on the board.
The free throw drops for Grant.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
Al Jefferson is checked in for Indiana. Lance Stevenson comes in for Wilkins. And Stevenson kicks to Jefferson. Can't hit from in close.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
And that one misses. That one is no good. They're having trouble stopping this run.
And the more trips they continue to come up empty, the more the pressure builds on them. And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Leaf, no good. Oklahoma City shooting 66% right now. This offense getting everything they want out there.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
And Stevenson kicks to Jefferson. And the dunk by Jefferson.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
No good from Grant. Pacers shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Stevenson kicks to Joseph. Pass to Leaf. Now here's Joseph. He's covered closely. 5 on the clock. Here's Abrinas. The teardrop falls in.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Abrinas has gone 67% from the field, 4 of 6. Here's Leaf. Inside. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Eustace. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
And here is Joseph. Feeds to Stevenson. He dishes it to Jefferson. From the left block, offensive rebound, and there it is for him.
Yeah, the job he does inside, just phenomenal. Jefferson can make defenders look silly when he's in the post. That's how good his moves are.
And the shot goes in.
This is where you want the shots to come from, deep inside the paint and high percentage opportunities.
Now here's Joseph. Defense is right there. Stolen by Grant. Here's Johnson. That one misses. Good D by Stevenson. Pass to Leaf. Jefferson setting the pick for Young. Here's Leaf. He's covered by Felton. Kept alive by Indiana. The kick out to Young. Jefferson setting the pick for Young. Back to Jefferson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Jefferson's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Oklahoma City.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Russell Westbrook.
He painted a great picture on the offensive end with the ball movement tonight, really racked up some assists and had some pretty sweet passes to go along with it. Looked a little bit forced. No reason for it either. The defense was not even in the frame.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans, they've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
And the powerful one-handed slam.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're up. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
They'd lost 2 straight coming into this one, and he knew he needed to put his foot down. He's shown leadership tonight, getting them back on the winning track. There's 14 seconds left in the game. It's Wilkins on the wing, and he commits the intentional foul. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're in front. 8 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
Now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Felton kicks to Johnson. And the layup's good off the glass. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Outstanding game tonight. And I always wonder what it's like when you really are feeling good out there and how that shows up on the floor.
Man, this got to be one of the best games I've played. It just seemed like I couldn't miss. And my teammates found me. They made it easy for me. And, shots finally fell for me.
Yes, I know that phrase is in the zone. Looked like you were living there tonight. Thanks, Paul. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.